Hello, lovelies. Serena here. Um, I haven't recorded recently any videos, and I just wanted to come in front of camera also, so you see my face also, and I'm not just sharing posts like written posts, but now you also have the face. I was more pulled into writing recently, and I'm also very inspired to share these days, with you, like because it's coming from my experience, direct experience and insights as I go deeper and deeper with the work, with the killer inquiries. And I just feel like more and more freer and freer. Deeper freedom is there as I go with the trauma work, deeper and deeper, opening, processing, and healing, my long-term traumas that had been happening since childhood. So, and I read a post from Jeff Foster, and I liked the post. It's not about complaining about anything. It was just, I just started to contemplate, my path, my path and my past, and it's about gratefulness. He's saying, and there is a nice photo also, I like that. And he's saying, if you are not grateful for what you have, you'll never be happy with what you get. You'll always feel like you don't have enough. That's fucking true, I'm reading it, it feels like that's me, You'll regret the past because you could have done more. This is also, it's like me. And you'll be anxious about the future because you could miss out on riches. Find gratitude for the smallest things, the morning sun, a sip of water, your old shoes, and happiness is yours no matter what you get or what you lose. Jeff Foster. I like his writings actually. Sometimes I miss some things, like I don't compare. I love his writings, and this is just the perfect post about gratefulness, and I like it. This is a nice image, isn't it? That's a nice image. And so I was thinking about that, a gratefulness, that I couldn't be grateful. When I was full of shit, when I was full of trauma, I just couldn't be grateful. I couldn't be. And there are a lot of spiritual teachings out there in the world, and I followed these spiritual teachings for 12 years, like direct teachings, direct receiving of the teachings, and trying to follow it directly, and it caused me a lot of frustration in me because I couldn't. I wanted, but I couldn't. So there was like double blind. I mean, I was blind, but there was like a double bind of these. It created a double bind in me. Like, I want to follow this, I want to experience this, I want to live accordingly, but I can't. And I couldn't feel this gratefulness because I didn't realize that I'm full of shit, I'm full of trauma, I was in pain, And I think there is space for everything, So my trauma and repression through the unprocessed trauma created a lot of pain in the body, mental health issues, so a lot of mental health issues, a lot of emotional pain and physical pain as well. Physical pain happened through the repression, emotional repression. After a while, it just created a lot of pain, symptoms, and etc. And because of the unprocessed nature and the nature of the pain, it was just it made my life horror. I just couldn't go out after a while. I was like so terrified just all the time. I couldn't really connect. Even now I'm speaking about it and it's coming up. So I mean, I was in pain. I suffered a lot, and I couldn't reach the root of these traumas to heal it. and my stuff is like developmental trauma, so it's like it takes a lot of time, patience, skills, compassion, and love to heal these traumas by bringing them up and processing them, you know. And before the Kilo B inquiries, because with the Kilo B inquiries, I'm actually bringing them up, I'm feeling them, I meet my traumas, I meet my unmet emotions, and I'm healing what couldn't be healed before the Kilo B inquiries, before I started somatic processing, you know. So before that, before the Kilo B inquiries, I suffered and I couldn't be grateful. So when I read such a post before healing my traumas, I got frustrated, I got angry, you know, and I learned through somatic inquiry and trauma processing, I learned that there is space for everything, and this is like key, you know, it's key really in this work, that when you feel shitty, when I feel shitty, when I'm opening like a deeper layer of my trauma to heal it and to meet it, I just don't feel grateful, you know? So when I feel shitty, when I'm in pain, when I suffer, don't tell me to be grateful, you know? When I'm in deep suffering, I just want to give space to this hate, to this bitterness, just fully, consciously. If you want me to distort my experience in any way, I get frustrated, you know? I get very frustrated. I get angry because then I can't give space to myself, to the actual experience that couldn't be experienced, processed, and I couldn't let go. So when I'm in the process of going deeper, meeting, feeling, going through that, and then I don't even have to let go after that. It's just healing, opening, dissolving, you know? If I disturb this process, this conscious suffering process, so to speak, this somatic processing, if I disturb it and I want to be grateful, peaceful, spacious, loving when I'm in the middle of it, then it can stop the process, you know? So I just want to say, if you have trauma, if you have pain and you suffer over something, there is a solution to that, because I'm doing facilitation for others, you know, because they also want to heal. So there is a solution for that. And when you are in the healing, when you feel this suffering, pain, consciously going through something like, you know, difficult emotions, then wanting to feel grateful, open, spacious, loving, peaceful, etc., whatever, it's a bypass. It's an avoidance. It's safety seeking. It's like wanting to pull away from the traumatic experience, the emotional experience of that trauma. And that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. We can inquire, we can bring it into inquiry, and we can integrate it also. We have tools for everything. I fucking love this work, you know? Like, we have tool approach for everything to integrate, you know? Bypassing avoidance. I don't want to feel the traumatic emotional repression or whatever, you know? We have tool for everything, so you don't have to think about that, because we have very skillful tools for everything. We can integrate everything, literally. We can heal everything with this somatic processing. I'm just sharing my experience. I cannot I cannot say how your process is going to be with this or what's the outcome. I'm just sharing from my experience, because this is my experience, that I'm deeply healing through this work, you know, deeply healing through this work. And I'm healing traumas, processing traumas, which I couldn't imagine to be healed in the long term. Like, it was just a part of my personality. But this is not what I wanted to say. That I wanted to say that before processing my traumas, and I'm still in the healing, I'm not enlightened, I'm not sharing this shit or anything like this, but before I started to process my traumas, emotional repression, I just faked gratefulness, freedom, and freedom, and feeling connected with everything, and deep appreciation for everything, and love, feeling love towards everything. I faked it, and it couldn't be otherwise. I had to fake it. It was just automatic because I didn't know that I didn't process my traumas and emotional repression. I didn't know. So I could be only fake. I couldn't be authentic, And now I just want to share that I have very different experience now, So this was the past before coming to the Kilo Bee inquiries and doing the actual somatic work, And now, as I'm coming out of my traumas through processing, as I'm coming out of emotional repression, I'm gonna cry, Now I actually feel I don't even have to think about it or have an intention. Now I actually feel natural, inherent compassion, love, gratefulness, very deep gratefulness that I just have to cry. Very deep gratefulness for life, for this connectedness, for you, that you're watching this video, that I'm able to record this video for you. Just very, very deep gratefulness and appreciation for life, for connectedness, for everything. I'm not saying I'm grateful for my traumas. I don't say it. It's not authentic. I don't say I'm grateful for my traumas. I'm just fucking angry because I had to go through all those things, And I don't know why I'm speaking about that. I just felt a call to just come and record this for you and for us. I still can't say that I'm grateful for my traumas. Before I said, when I was in spirituality, I'm grateful for everything what happened to me because I couldn't be myself without it. And it was just fake. This is not authentic. If someone goes through what I went through, like long-term and deep physical, emotional, sexual abuse, I will not tell to them to be grateful for that. No, even now if I think about that, I'm angry. I feel deep anger and sadness about that. I don't wish to anyone to go through that, I wish I could have a better life, better connections, less painful. I wish it was like this, but it wasn't like this. So this is what feels authentic, saying like, oh yeah, I'm grateful for my traumas and that painful past. This doesn't feel authentic. So this is me, the one who is angry and sad about that. And now I can give better to myself because I'm processing the traumas. I'm processing the pain. Something opens, something is just naturally can let go gradually, and experiencing life in a different way, really feeling the freedom, the safety, and the deep, deep, deep gratitude that I couldn't feel before because of my unprocessed traumas and deep emotional repression through that. So, yeah, I don't know what's the point of my talk, I don't know what's the point of that, but I just had to share this because this post inspired me, from Jeff Foster. And it's not about the post, it's just about gratefulness. It just came up, what does it mean for me, what does it mean for me? Gratefulness. Am I grateful? And it just came like, now I am grateful. Now I can be grateful authentically and really emotionally. It's just there. It's just there as a byproduct or result of processing my traumas and coming out of emotional repression that happens through the unprocessed traumas. Yeah. And now I feel these words, I can be with this, less triggered, because now it's in my experience. Actually, it's in my experience, like viscerally, not just trying to be grateful. So yeah, I just want to be authentic, I just want to be authentic. Like, if I'm angry because of my traumas, pain, suffering, then I want to be angry. I don't want to change this. And if I feel grateful, I just want to feel grateful, And I don't want to be grateful when I'm in pain, Maybe in the future I will be able to say that I'm grateful for my traumas, for the past, but I'm not there yet. And I have no thought about reaching anything or that I have to be there or anything like this. I have no thought. I don't want to be there, It's enough for me. It's enough for me to just process, because this work it's giving everything to me that I need to heal. Yeah, I've never met such a tool. It's just so healing, Not easy. It's not easy. The Kilo B inquiries, it's somatic processing, bringing up all the unconscious beliefs, mechanisms, programming that are fully unseen. We are unaware of that because of the emotional repression, and it's generating the emotional repression also. So it's not easy. It's not an easy one. But the result is, it's amazing. Yeah, I'm just looking at the trees and the sky, because this is what I see, and I just feel this deep connectedness. And if I think about that you are watching me now, and we are connecting in that way too, it's just, I feel like, oh my God, how is it possible? I'm just so grateful for that, like small thing, but yeah. So that's it. This is what I wanted to say, that I just want to be authentic, and I'm grateful for the work, and I'm grateful. I feel now that I am grateful, and it's just coming naturally, this gratefulness and this freedom and joy, Yeah, so, and I just want to encourage, maybe, that if you are suffering, if you are in pain, if you feel that maybe there is something unprocessed, unseen, there is a way, just as the way was there for me also with the Kilo B inquiries. I've worked with many people, and they are coming out of these because they are processing, we are together in the process, I'm facilitating them. They are learning the tools. So we are going through that, and they are processing less emotional repression, and they start to experience the same. So there is a way to come out of emotional repression, emotional suffering, and trauma, stuck trauma. There is a way. This is what I wanted to say, and maybe encourage, because I'm so enthusiastic, about that. So that's it. Authenticity, yes, authenticity comes from processing that feels inauthentic, the unseen, repression, trauma. Yeah. And I wish it for everyone. I wish it for you to come into this experience. This is why I'm sharing. There is a way, and I wish it for everyone to experience this freedom, gratefulness, compassion that comes through this work if you do this work. See you.